in the battle of receivers. Who is the biggest threat to the Bucs in the NFC?
Oh, you going Greg or you calling me Bucky? I mean, it's Bucky. Buck trying to take it, though. I'll take this. I'll take this, though. I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks. And then the reason I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks is because I believe, one, you got a quarterback who's at an MVP level in Russell Wilson. You have an offense that still has some weapons around it in DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. You have a new offensive coordinator, Shane Waldron, who's coming over, who is actually going to help Russ play at a high level because they're going to run the ball, but they're going to do some of that Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay type stuff, play action, to make the game easy for Russell as he plays more under center than in shotgun. And then defensively, Jamal Adams, Bobby Wagner, and then Carlos Dunlap. I think they're good enough to create some problems for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That said, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a loaded squad, but I do believe in a one-game scenario, the Seattle Seahawks definitely can go toe-to-toe with them.
Seattle Seahawks? Oh, God. That's what we're doing right here. Let's just be real about that. Seattle Seahawks, last time we saw them on the football field when it mattered most, Russell Wilson wasn't looking too good, and that team lost. Russell Wilson had one of his worst playoff performances ever, and the second half collapses really troubled me with that team. No, I'm going to go Packers and Rams and then get off the fence and say it's really the Rams. And it's more so because of the imagination, the collective imagination of those players on that team. Just think, last year you were out there watching in the playoffs Jared Goff and John Woodford. Yes, Mr. Woodford Reserve himself. Out there being your quarterback, and you're going against Aaron Rodgers, and you find yourself in the playoffs, you find yourself in a divisional game, but you're like kind of outmatched in this situation. Introduce Matthew Stafford to this offense, and then you now have a unification between Matthew Stafford, the talent on this roster, and Sean McVay and his genius. Oh, if you're on that team right now, you're thinking the sky's the limit. So I know that the Packers have been to consecutive NFC championship games, but at the same time, they were in a fight, small dog fight, with the Rams that had one hand tied behind their back, according to their personnel moves. Now you introduce Matthew Stafford to all this talent that the Rams possess. I think it's the Rams to beat.
This is almost crazy. I'm sitting here when I saw this question, and people, just for the audience, me and Marcellus have not talked. Oh. I said the Packers and the Rams, but it's the Rams.
Ah, there it is.
True story. And I'm such a believer in Matthew Stafford. And people, he played with Calvin Johnson in Detroit. He had Indomitian. Matthew Stafford with Sean McVay, it's going to be scary. And they have downfield threats now with Deshaun Jackson. Maybe the rookie Tutu Atwell will get some time. The Rams are the biggest threat to the Bucs just because Sean McVay is that great of a coach, and now he has a quarterback that physically can do everything he wants, but also mentally can do everything that he wants. And this is another key that people aren't talking about. That defense is still that defense. They still have Aaron Donald. They still have Jalen Ramsey. So they can play. And so when you add that defense along with what Matthew Stafford is going to bring to the table, I have to go with the Los Angeles Rams.
Wait, hold on. So Matthew Stafford is going to take them to the next level. The guy who has 0 playoff wins, the guy who only has 4 winning seasons that he's orchestrated and engineered during his time in Detroit. I'm supposed to believe that he is going to be the next level guy to help them level up, even though we've never seen him level his own team up. That doesn't make any sense to me. And then when I think about the running game, they lost Cam Akers. They brought, Fly Guy 2-Stack, Tony Michel. They bring him over, but he can't stay healthy. And so we know this offense is predicated on their ability to run the ball. And last time I checked, I feel like I'm Nipsey Hussle. Last time I checked, I looked at defensive coordinator. It's Raheem Morris, it's not Brandon Staley. So even though he has the same pieces, they may call the game differently. Man, we're giving the Rams a lot of credit. If we're playing a spade game, y'all got too many possibles to be going out saying we're going to get 8-9 books. Too many. I want to play y'all. I want to play y'all at the picnic.
Oh, man.
They still got the same players, Buck.
Yeah, they do got the same players. Buck. And you got to respect this too, Bucky. Like, one take ago, you tell me that Cleveland inflates Baker Mayfield, right, because of the personnel and everything around him. But then now you don't want to understand how Detroit may have deflated what Matthew Stafford was in terms of what was around him.
He's in the Hall of
Look, Calvin Johnson's one player. He's one receiver. And you don't look, a quarterback and just one receiver ain't going to get the job done. Ask DeAndre Hopkins with Deshaun Watson how that felt. Like, it's not enough. You need more pieces than just that. So I'm looking at this situation. They have the same personnel. Number one, defense. They're going to call it differently, but hopefully they're still a top 5, top 10 defense. But more importantly, let's just talk about how the offense was in decline year after year with Jared Goff. And that's the problem right there. Not only the interceptions and the turnovers, but the fact that they were in decline in terms of their ranking. So now you get a better offense and a comparable defense. That means you got a better team. This team was playing Green Bay last year in the playoffs. This team can go further in advance. I still think it's going to be the Bucs that's going to win the NFC. But we're talking about a contender, a viable contender. We can't reach in the bag and say Seattle. And that was a team that didn't even go as far as the Rams. But now we're going to look at this situation and say Rams can't do it. You got to remember, when you're in that locker room, a lot of it is about the will. A lot of it's about your confidence level. And they're going to be greater believers in Matthew Stafford than they were in Jared Goff.
I mean, it's simple. We're talking a playoff game. And Sean McVay started Wolford over Jared Goff. Just call it what it is. He didn't have the confidence in Goff. The team didn't have the confidence. There was absolutely no way he could bring them back. And anybody that knows football knows Matthew Stafford is one of the best pure throwers in the NFL. And that's in any quarterback in the league. He can throw it with any of them. But what people don't realize, and I've gathered this information from people that are within the round, Matthew Stafford is smart. I know people see McVay telling Goff what to audible to. He doesn't have to do that with Stafford. Stafford can do that on his own. He's that smart of a guy upstairs. And I think people look at his physical attributes and forget mentally he's just as good.
All right, now. I hear y'all. Y'all guys are ready to go on Sean McVay. Sean McVay is the greatest to ever do it, but yet I see him keep dismissing all these players. Jared Goff takes him to the Super Bowl. When the offense doesn't work, he gets rid of him. Todd Gurley helps him go to the Super Bowl, wins Offensive Player of the Year. Something goes wrong, he gets rid of him. At some point, we got to look at the guy with the pen. Maybe the people have caught up with those schemes, all the jet sweep, all the 11 personnel, and all those things. We can keep changing the lounge chairs, but the cruise ship is the same. At some point, Sean McVay is going to have to show us that he can evolve. He was great early, 2017, 2018. But after the New England Patriots put their hands on them, the Rams offense has not been the same. We're talking about Jared Goff and all these other things. This is the year that we're going to see. If Sean McVay is who we think he is, then they'll be right there with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But if not, we're going to have to call him a pretender because he has not been able to do it the last couple of years. And he's thrown everybody else up under the bus. So Matthew Stafford and all of these great offensive weapons that you guys are proclaiming, let's see. Right now, I'm not buying.
Man, that's how you look at it? When he got a Jared Goff who couldn't win a game as a rookie, 0-7? Hey, Jeff Fisher, say what you want about it. I thought he resuscitated the dude's career. He made something out of nothing in terms of Jared Goff in his career at that time. Now, all of a sudden, you discard him. Maybe he already knew his limits, but he was already inheriting a number one overall pick. Said, I got to get the most juice I can out of him before I got to let him go and get what I really want. Oh, Todd Gurley, my dog, respect to Todd Gurley, but at the same time, Todd Gurley came out of Georgia with knee issues, and everybody, even in their playoff run to the Super Bowl, they were mixing Todd Gurley in and out because of the injury concerns and issues with Todd Gurley. Don't act like now he just got rid of him. He was like not durable enough. That's not a slight to Todd Gurley to the fullest. 11 wins, 13 wins, 9 wins, and 10 wins. No losing seasons. Oh, yeah, they done caught up to you, Sean McVay. They done really caught up to your winning butt. No, they have not. He been doing all this winning with one hand tied behind his back. Oh, you watch out, Bucky. You better duck because that other hand about to swing this year.